What's up, everybody? This is Jazz with Sheen Talk Live, and we are here on location, and we are here with music producer grade Vince Watson, aka Invincible, with Convince Music. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
You're very, very welcome. So you are a music producer. You've been in the game for a little bit. So how did you get your start?
Kind of just been involved in music, very early on. Family of musicians, and kind of always grew up around it. Took a liking to different instruments in middle school and in high school as well. And then started focusing in on the keyboard, and yeah, that was the beginning of everything as far as the musician side of things. And from there, it just kind of went on to like learning softwares and started really kind of diving into production sort of side of things.
Okay. Now, where are you from?
From Maryland.
Okay. And what high school would you grow up at?
I grew up all around Prince George's County. Went to DeMatha Catholic High School.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Now, growing up, who were some of your favorite idols in music?
Definitely Timberland.
Okay.
Teddy Riley. From the producer standpoint, Swiss Beats, pretty much everybody that was running, the production back in the 90s and, from 90s and 2000s really. So yeah, those would be my Timberland especially was my guy for real.
Okay, yeah. He's close to home. He's right down the street in Virginia. Him and Pharrell were like known to do a lot of production, and a lot of artists got their great starts from there. So I have an idea. It's gonna be a little different.
Okay.
So let's play pool.
Let's do it.
All right, cool. Love Virginia producers. Now, what was your favorite Timberland beat?
Probably One in a Million, Aaliyah.
Oh God, yes. So how do you feel now that all of her music is about to hit streaming lines?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. So it was brought out this week that she is going to now be hitting all the streaming platforms. And this is like so overdue. It's almost 20 years after One in a Million came. No, since she died.
Wow.
Yeah. So what about Pharrell? Like, tell me about how you feel about Pharrell.
Oh,
I'm not good at this, by the way. So.
Oh yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, Pharrell's dope too. Pharrell's he's an icon, So they all are inspirations for sure.
Okay. All right. So what was your very first track? Like, what was your very first beat that you ever made?
Very first just beat? Wow, I don't even remember. It was probably some like R&B type beat that I made on like a keyboard. That was, I don't know how long ago that was. But yeah, it was really just playing around with chords. It really wasn't a full-fledged beat. You know what I mean?
Okay. Now, you are a Grammy-nominated producer. What track were you Grammy-nominated for?
For Cardi B, I Like It.
Oh, okay. All right. So Invasion of Privacy was a really, really, really good album. So when you heard it on the radio, how did you feel?
Oh, it was incredible. It was the best feeling ever.
You are solid.
Solid? Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. It's a dream come true, really.
Okay. So the B from the DMV have your own track on the radio. You've done work on the Fast and Furious soundtrack. What was that like?
It was cool. It was my publishers. They got the green light to work on it. My publishers, APG Artist Publishing Group. They pretty much kind of had the whole soundtrack and directed the whole soundtrack. Just gave me the opportunity to cook one up for them, and it made the soundtrack and it was in the film as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Now, where did Invincible come from?
One of my brother's friends named me that, actually.
Oh,
yeah.
Which friend was this?
I think it was his name Troy?
Okay.
Yeah.
And you just stuck with it?
I did, because my name is Vince. I was just like, I'm terrible at names and things like that, so I just went with it. I got no pushback, and so that's basically what stuck with me.
Okay. And then you have Convince Music. So where did that come from? And what are your plans with Convince Music?
I kind of created that kind of like midway into the start, actually like close to the start of the beginning of my career. Kind of thought of it would be like I just kind of have to, stay.
I ain't good at this.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, that's where Convinced Music came from. Just kind of like, as far as like being convinced in everything you do.
Okay.
Right?
Now, where does your inspiration come when it comes for you to produce tracks? Where's your inspiration coming from?
I can draw from anywhere, honestly. From listening to other music, experiences, and sometimes just kind of like messing around on the keys and kind of like just trying to be like a vessel, like to channel like something cool, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you're working with an artist for the very first time, what is your process to create for them?
Well, it depends on the situation of like the artist as well. It depends on the artist, but basically just kind of want to get you just want to translate what the vision of the song is supposed to be, and kind of like that's kind of like the job of the producer is kind of like translate that vision. And sometimes it can start with a concept, or sometimes it can start with a vocal, sometimes it can start with just the chord progression, or sometimes the whole beat, and work with songwriters to kind of to pull the vision together.
Okay. And do you have a dream artist that you want to work with?
Definitely want to work with Drake one day.
Okay.
Beyonce.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And Bruno Mars. I think they're all incredible at what they do.
Okay.
And that would be an honor to work with those.
So what do you think of Silk Sonic? Bruno Mars.
Oh, they're fire. It's fire. It's fire.
Like just a whole 70s vibe.
Yeah, it's just like authentic, as real as it gets. It's real music. It's inspiring for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the music industry today? Like, what are you thinking about a lot of the tracks, the authenticity? What do you think about it?
I mean, I appreciate everything, honestly, for what it's worth. Like, I appreciate the real musical, stuff. And I appreciate like the 3 soundtracks, you know what I'm saying? It's only like 3 sounds in there, where it's just drums and melody. Because everything has its place, And from a lyrical standpoint, that it's not really my domain, but just listening to like working with songwriters and just seeing how they can kind of paint a picture, with the lyrics to bring it, have a perfect marriage with the music. So yeah, the industry, I think it's in good shape.
Okay. Now, you are from Maryland, so you're from the DMV area. One of the most popular sounds in the DMV is go-go. Okay. Have you ever like tapped into the go-go in your production?
I haven't yet. I have a lot of friends from back home that's keeps hitting me about that. Want me to do that, tap into that as well. But yeah, I mean, I played in the go-go band for forever, honestly. Like it was like 10 years before moving to California. So
Okay.
I know that sound, pretty well. So I definitely will do that as well. It's just finding the right way to do it where it's digestible for the whole world. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I mean, because a lot of people don't know about go-go unless you're from that era and Chuck Brown, the father.
Yeah, Godfather.
The godfather of go-go, and from being from the DMV, you definitely have to tap into that.
Yeah, for sure.
So, being a producer in the industry, what do you find to be difficult? Do you find your reception to be difficult, or do you find it to be, you can just walk in and just be invincible?
I mean, I just try to be myself, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, I try to just focus on, opportunities, you know what I mean? Like try to find the good in everything and just try to find a way to make myself like useful and be able to, do what I love to do, which is kind of like creating beats, making meeting people, creating beats, really.
Okay. Now the world shut down last year.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find it at all difficult to find and draw inspiration?
At the beginning, to be honest. Yeah, at the beginning. I mean, it was just so much going on in the world. And, as we're still trying to recover, it was definitely, uh, I wouldn't say that music took a back seat. It's just that there were more things that, at the forefront of my mind as far as just, making sure that, first and foremost, that my family is, staying safe and, things like that. And, but yeah, when it comes to like the music aspect at the beginning of the pandemic, I was kind of like, I just let it kind of like ease back into it, into the swing of things, and kind of like gave myself time to kind of like, just to acknowledge what was going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when people hear your music, what do you want them to feel?
Want them to feel good. I want them to have fun. You know what I mean? Depending on the song, obviously, but just really want them to, I want the musicians to appreciate the musicianship that I can bring, but at the same time, the person that doesn't know music, I just want them to just kind of vibe. So, yeah.
Okay. Who would be your top 5 hip hop artists in the game right now?
Okay. Drake. Let's see. Kendrick. Dang. Cardi.
Okay.
2 more. Dang, it's tough. That's a tough question. Yeah, new age wise, Lil Baby. Lil Baby's going crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, I think like that.
Okay.
That's it, yeah.
Okay. That's cool. Now, what would you say your top 5 artists of all time?
Dang. I gotta think on that one.
No, it should be easy. You said Timberland was one of your favorite producers, so I'm sure some of his artists are some of your favorites, or Pharrell's are some of your favorites. At least Michael Jackson.
Definitely Michael Jackson for sure.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's always the number one. He's he was the king of pop. He was
Literally.
yeah. Beyonce.
Top 5. Okay. What's up, everybody? We have a one-on-one interview with Mr. Vince Watson, aka Invincible Beats. And so I got a couple more questions for him just to round out this interview. So my next question for you, how did you get started in the industry?
Got started professionally around 2011 when I signed with the legendary producer Troy Taylor. He's been producing from everyone from the Trey Songz to Aretha Franklin, and he gave me my first start. It got me a cut with Johnny Gill and then Tank and Chris Brown. So yeah, that was the first start. And then after that, I ended up engineering for Atlantic Records. So I was being an engineer, in-house engineer. And then from there, I signed as a producer, publishing deal with APG, which I'm currently in now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for up-and-coming engineers, producers, what would you say is the key ingredient to make it in this business?
I would say consistency for sure. And never stop learning. Really is what I kind of lived off of, and just hard work overall. Yeah.
Now, what's your favorite instrument to play? Since you kind of do it all, you do instruments, you do production, you do engineering. What is your favorite instrument to play?
The keys, piano, anything, ivory, anything with the keys, synthesizers, things of that sort, is more or less my bread and butter for sure.
Well, thank you for this one-on-one.
Thank you for having me.
Now, tell everybody where they can follow you and find you and hear all of your great music.
You can follow me at Invincible Beats. Yeah, you can find me on that on Facebook and on Instagram.
Okay. Be sure to follow him on all of his social media platforms. Make sure you go check out all of his hits and let him know what you think about it. Stay tuned for more Sheen Talk Live.